Hey friends, my name is Oleg, this is Mr. Bond, welcome back to the YouTube channel. In today's video we're going to talk about our favorite 10 watches of 2019. Now I know I'm a little bit late with this video, I was going to record it a few days ago, however I came down with a cold and I thought hey, I'll wait a few days, hopefully this cold will pass and I will sound better, I will feel better, I'll record the video. Well, guess what? A few days passed, I'm not feeling better, I still have the cold, but as the saying goes, the show must go on, so you will have to excuse my voice. The second thing is this list is not going to include my grail watches, special timepieces that I purchased this year. Then the list would look like this: Oris Aquis, Omega Speedmaster, then the Tudor Black Bay 58, and Rolex Explorer in the top 4 spots, and that's not going to be a very fun video. So instead I'm going to focus on basically all the watches outside of my grail watches. And last thing to mention before we actually get started with the list is the order of this list. So right now it's in the order that I came up with today. So I wouldn't pay too much attention to which watch is number 10, which watch is number 5, which watch is number 4, because that's how I feel today. That's the list I came up with today, but my feelings towards watches might change, so maybe tomorrow the list would look completely different. However, I'm fairly confident that these 10 watches would still be in this list. So with all of that out of the way, let's get started with the number 10 pick. Hamilton Khaki Automatic. It's a great field watch, but it's more than that. It's a great watch overall. I really enjoyed my time with this one. I actually borrowed it from a friend of mine for a review. I spent about 3 weeks with this watch. I had experience with Hamilton watches prior to this and with the Khaki line of Hamilton watches prior to this, but I never got a chance to review one. I never got a chance to film one and kind of think about it critically and express my thoughts on the video. And after spending the time with this watch, after filming the review, my feelings towards the watch just became more and more positive. I'll recommend this watch to anyone who's looking for their first serious timepiece, to anyone who's looking for their first Swiss-made watch. This is a fantastic option. Number 9, Casio Royale. I'm not big into digital watches. I prefer analog watches for the most part. However, in the year 2019, it all kind of changed. I started to warm up to digital watches, and big reason why is this watch. I don't know what it is about this watch. It's not like a fantastic quality timepiece. For $25, you're not really expecting all that much, but it just worked for me. I constantly wear this one to the gym. I wear it on my wrist very often, and it's winning time on the wrist over some of the more expensive timepieces, so I had to include it on this list. Number 8, Stratton Ligera. So Stratton is a micro brand that I had pretty much no experience with until 2019. At the beginning of 2019, they offered to send 4 different watches in for the review. I reviewed all 4 of them in the same video. Unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to keep any of them. I had to send all of them back. But basically they had 2 different variations. They had the bullhead version as well as the standard chronograph version. They also had the automatic and Maca quartz versions for each one of the models, and the style of those watches to me really looks cool. I'm personally a huge fan of chronograph watches. I don't think there is such thing as too many chronos in a collection. And these ones here, with their funky styling, with their over-the-top color variations, heavily inspired by 1970s, 1960s racing chronographs, really hit the sweet spot. For me personally, my first experience with Stratton Watch Company did not disappoint, so I'm really looking forward to what they can bring in the year 2020. Number 7, Swiss Watch Company. So this watch was impressive for many reasons. Number 1, the specs. You get the sapphire crystal, you get the Sellita SW200 movement, the stainless steel case with the stainless steel bracelet, the 300 meters of water resistance. Number 2, the fact that it is Swiss-made watch with Swiss-made written on the dial for around $500 US. And number 3, the fact that this is a family-run business. It's a father-son operation. The father, from my understanding, is the brains behind the company, so to speak. He's the design engineer behind the company. He is the one with all the connections to manufacturing. And the son does all the sales, the marketing, and customer service. And so far, I think they're doing really well. I'm really excited to see what they bring to us in year 2020. Number 6, Axios Ironclad. I did a review of this watch a few months back. It was a Kickstarter campaign. I don't think people received their watches yet. They're still in production, so probably first quarter of 2020 is when people will start receiving their watches. I'm really interested to hear the feedback from you guys if any of you have ordered this watch. Again, this one here offered great specs: 300 meters of water resistance, stainless steel case with a stainless steel bracelet, a sapphire crystal Sellita SW200 movement, all of that for under $500. I think it was $470 US. This watch was impressive. First of all, the specs that I just mentioned. Number two, the fact that this is their first offering as a new company. Sure, one of the co-founders behind this company is the same co-founder behind Zelos watches. Nevertheless, as their first offering, this was a very, very solid watch at, I think, a very affordable price. And the third thing that I really liked are the color variations and the design variations. I'm excited to see what this company brings to us in the future. Number 5, GShock reference GWM 5610. Remember how I mentioned that I wasn't big digital watches guy? This watch here is the watch that really changed my mind. The GShock and the Casio Royale, but for the most part, the GShock is the watch that turned me around. After I bought this watch, I bought it for the marathon prep. I fell in love. I really, really like this timepiece. I think it fits so comfortably on the wrist. It has just the right amount of weight. You never are afraid to wear one. It pretty much fits in all sporting situations, and you know that this watch can handle anything you put it through. I am now excited to add more G-Shocks into the collection. I'm not sure which G-Shock to add next, but I know this is not going to be my only G-Shock in the collection. Number 4, Jeanneau Ocean Rover. Probably the most controversial watch on this list. And for a good reason. There are many controversies surrounding this watch, and a lot of people discount it as another Rolex Submariner homage. And of course, it is a Rolex Submariner homage. However, if you look a little bit closer, if you look at the overall build quality, if you look at the little details on the watch, if you look at the finish of the watch, how well it sits on the wrist, you can start to see that the watch is a good quality watch in its own right. All the controversies aside, the Rolex Submariner homage aspect of it aside, just on a pure quality basis, this is a quality item. So that's why it was one of the watches that stood out to me personally in 2019. Number 3, Phoebus Eagle Ray Bronze. I reviewed Eagle Ray line of watches in both bronze and stainless steel. And generally, I personally prefer stainless steel watches. However, this bronze watch really stood out to me personally. I think they did just the right amount of improvements over the previous version of Eagle Ray watches. I really like how this one looks in bronze, even though I don't generally prefer bronze watches. The improvements of the bigger crown, the bezel action, the improved movement, now we have Sellita SW200, and all of that is still under $500 US. I think this one here is a winner, and it really stood out to me from all the Phoebus watches that I reviewed in 2019. Number 2, Seiko Sarb 033. I borrowed this watch from a friend of mine. I spent about 3 weeks with it, and then I did a full review of the watch, and the watch really blew me away. I can see why so many people love this timepiece. It really reminded me of Rolex Explorer. It's go anywhere, do anything type of a watch. It belongs in a boardroom as well as on the beach with that 100 meters of water resistance, the automatic movement, the sapphire crystal. The overall quality of the watch is there. The design of it is spectacular. I really love how it sits on the wrist. Sure, the bracelet leaves much to be desired, but other than the bracelet, everything else about the watch is spot on. Number 1, Zelos Horizons GMT. Sometimes you get a watch and you really connect with it. You just click. And that's what happened with me and the Zelos. So many design elements, so many design choices about this watch just work for me personally. I really love that blue. I love that two-tone bezel. The lume is fantastic. I love the GMT function, display case back so you can see the ETA movement. I love the fact that the watch doesn't have crown guards, the 40mm diameter, the way it sits on the wrist, how it is a strap monster. You can put it on a leather strap, you can have it on a canvas strap, on a rubber strap like it came originally. I also bought a Zelos bracelet for this watch, a stainless steel bracelet, although I have to admit I don't really love how the watch looks on the stainless steel bracelet. I think I prefer it still on the rubber strap. Nevertheless, it's a fantastic watch, very versatile watch, so it really connected with me personally. That's why it's on this list. Alright, those were my 10 favorite watches of the year 2019. Now this list is not meant to convince you to buy any of the watches. It's not a sponsored video by any means. These are just the watches that stood out to me personally. So if you enjoyed it, please give a thumbs up, subscribe to the YouTube channel so you don't miss more watch related videos in the future, and also leave a comment in the comment section below. Let me know what some of your favorite watches of 2019 are. By the way, today on my wrist I'm wearing Rolex. It has been a grail watch for me personally for a long time. I did a video behind the purchase of this watch. That video can be found on the YouTube channel. I will also leave a link to that video in the description below. Also in the description below there are two other links. Number one, there is a link to Bond NATO straps. If you're looking for a good quality NATO strap and want to support this YouTube channel at the same time, buying one of those NATO straps is a good way to do so. And number two is a secret link. Have a look if you're curious. Thanks for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed it, hope you had fun, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.